What's going on, guys? Just a quick video. I should have given you an update Tuesday, Wednesday, but I haven't been home. I didn't want to do it off my phone, so I thought I'll do one now. I'm doing a live stream tomorrow on this channel at 8:30 with Mehdi, who come to court with me, and has been helping me out with this case for the past year. So he has an intimate relationship with this case, as I do, so we can go through the facts of the case together. But that's tomorrow night, 8:30. But I'll do a quick update now. A lot of people kind of know what happens. So in 2019, April 12, at about 12:55 p.m., I allegedly, no, I did, I went to Federation Square with a megaphone into a group of people, group of Muslims, and said Muhammad was a false prophet. I repeated that. I also said Muhammad was a terrorist and vote Fraser Anning. I was then dragged away by the police, who under cross-examination said that during the trial that they were afraid the Muslims were going to lynch me, they were going to hurt me. So they handcuffed me, took me away, and drove me to North Melbourne Police Station, which took a whole hour in the back of the police car. And then they dumped me there and said, don't go back to the city. A month or two later, I was interviewed by police, which I gave a no-comment interview, which I tell everyone to do. Do not make a comment in a police interview. You can't talk your way out of charges. If they're going to charge you and take you to court, they're going to charge you and take you to court. You can't talk your way out of it. It can happen in 1% of incidents, but it's very rare, so don't even say anything. Wait till you get to court. Don't make any admissions, which I didn't. I said no comment. I had a 3-day trial, which was done over video, like in the same room now with this camera. We had a trial where the magistrate has declared that because the witnesses did their little ceremony before the actual event was to start, which was 1 o'clock, I did what I did before. It was a Muslim area. Even though it was a public area, according to Federation Square management, who was cross-examined at the court trial, they said it was a public area. It is a public area, but because the Muslims did some little prayers before I arrived, it automatically became a Muslim area, and I was guilty of disturbing religious worship, which is a very old charge, which I'll get into in a second. But anyway, under cross-examination, that all went on. I was found guilty. One of the witnesses, Aisha Bucks, who is the head of Salam Fest, I believe lied on her witness testimony. In her statement, she claimed that she was setting up prayer mats during the time of the incident. Under cross-examination, she changed her story and said she was praying. I don't know why, but she just said she was praying. I said, but in your statement, you said you were putting out prayer mats, you were setting up for the event. She says, I was praying in my mind. I'm praying in my mind now. I pray in my mind all day. So I said, am I disturbing you right now when I'm cross-examining you? She says, no, I pray every day. So they still, the magistrate still said that I disturbed her, even though she says she prays 24 hours a day. She doesn't look like she's praying, but she's praying in the mind. The other witness, which I commend, Mr. Al Sayed, I think he's the head of the Islamic Council of Victoria, surprisingly. But he was actually very honourable, got on there, didn't have a dog in the fight, just gave the facts. This is what happened. I asked him if I disturbed him. He said no. He could have said yes. He was very honest and just went through what happened that day. Aisha Bucks, that woman I just spoke about, in her statement, she said that the man had a thick Australian accent. Under cross-examination, I said to her, did you say this? The man, or myself, had a thick Australian accent. She said yes. I asked her, what country do you live in? I don't want to say it's all these people, but in her case, she has some contempt for Australians, I believe, but we'll get to that later. So the trial finished. I was found guilty because technically, because I had a cited case where it was very similar to mine, where a woman during the, what's his name, some preacher from America, Billy Graham, come to the Sydney Myer Music Bowl in 1969, and some woman, they were praying, they were reading Bibles, they were singing, and some woman come in and threw a bunch of shit and said, bullshit, Jesus Christ, bullshit, or something like that. She actually made one of the worshippers cry. She was found not guilty, so I put that side of case in. It's very similar to mine. It's in a public area, same set of circumstances. But the magistrate decided to separate the two because the Muslims, in this case, prayed before I arrived and got the area Islamic. That's why I was found guilty. It comes down to that in the cited case aspect. So I was guilty. I did the whole 3-day trial on video like I am now. And then all of a sudden, the magistrate, when he found me guilty, he seemed like he was going to give me a prison sentence because he said he started bringing up my cited cases about my rabbi prank calls from 2012, when me and Blair Cottrell were charged with inciting religious contempt of Muslims. The first ones ever charged in Australia. It's always the weird laws that get us, yeah? The ones that are never used. But he wanted to read up on all that, and he actually called me in person to come to court, which is odd. I get to the courthouse, Melbourne Magistrates Court, go up to the counter. They didn't believe me. No one was allowed her in. No one is allowed her in the court at all. But I was allowed in because he requested it. So I was under the impression I was going to prison. I packed a prison bag. I packed some comfortable clothes, a book. Went up there. Prosecutor basically said they want 3 months imprisonment. Because in the charge it says disturbing religious worship, group of persons worshipping, etc. And also if they assault a preacher, clergyman, or a worshipper. Now I didn't assault anyone, so it's not on the maximum standard of this charge. That would be the maximum if I assaulted someone. So I didn't. And I said that to Your Honour. I said, well, this doesn't constitute the maximum penalty. It's obviously I didn't assault anyone. Prosecution claimed that assault is also assault of someone's feelings. They went on a rant about that I'm a xenophobe, that my actions and what I said assaulted them inside, which constitutes assault. I should be given 3 months imprisonment, which is total crock of shit. But the judge has said he's going to think about giving me a corrections order. This is the most interesting thing. Corrections order will entail I can't go within 100 metres of a mosque. I can't associate with anyone from the United Patriots Front. And he then went on to say the other nationalist groups that have been in the media recently, I can't contact, which I think would be innocent. I'm not even members of any of these groups. The other one would be I can't upload to social media or anything related to politics. I don't know how they're going to word it. I don't know yet, but they're working on it. And the other one was something else in there. I have to undergo the big one. Sorry, I have to undergo de-radicalisation. The new program Victoria Police have just brought out, so I have to undergo that. So we spoke to Corrections. Corrections said they need 6 weeks to write up the rules because it's so weird. But look, I'll give it a go. I will be appealing. When I appeal, I think the Corrections order will be put on hold until the appeal is finished. Now, I'm going to be appealing on a case of law. Now, I'm going to forget about the whole trial, the witnesses, and I was refused access to certain documents, which would have actually helped my defence. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm appealing basically just on a point of law. Now, the disturbing religious worship charge was derived from the Toleration Act of 1688. I've got to check the date, but it's like 1600 in England. And it was for Protestants. It was for Protestant religions, about the Trinity of the Bible and etc. It was implicitly about Christian religion. So when they brought it over in Federation, 1899, they made the law the Disturbing Religious Worship Act. That was derived from the Toleration Act, so it was moved over. So if it was moved over from that, it's only for Christians. It doesn't expressly say it's only for Christians, but it is intended for Christians, and it can be argued. There's some case law online where a lot of legal scholars are talking about how blasphemy laws need to be removed, etc., and they do touch on it, and they say it can be argued that it is only for Christian religion. So I will be trying to appeal this to the High Court. It's a very small argument, so I don't think I'll have too much trouble getting in there. Will I defend myself? I don't know. Is there any lawyers out there that want to get a name for themselves? Because it's a very interesting law. The Act of Disturbing Religious Worship is one of the last blasphemy laws, and it could be quite interesting. So we'll see how it goes. The next court date is May 11, and that's where sentencing will happen. I could still go to jail, but I doubt it. I'll still be bringing my jail bag, though, with my clothes. All right, guys. Love yous all. Thanks for all your support. So tomorrow night, 8:30. Thursday, tomorrow? Yeah, Thursday night. 8:30 with Medi. Love yous all. All right. Catches. I was going to say something I probably shouldn't have said. All right. Catches, guys.